And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot, located right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can walk from bar to bar with your drinks. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. You can go watch the Cincinnati-Dayton game on Friday night with our good friends at Hail Mary's. Not a bad seat in the house. They subscribe to every sports package that DirecTV offers. They can stream all the games, and Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, but they do so in 32.8 degree beer frosted glasses. They do have other beers. It's not just Cincy Light, but we all drink Cincy Light. Come on, you know how that goes. All right, Aaron, let's get this show on the road. This is normally a space where we talk about what's happening in the Big 12, what's coming up for the week on Wednesday nights. It's not a lot of meat on the bone this week.
Did you need to talk about the T-shirts still available?
Yeah, I can bring up
stocking stuffer.
T-shirts still available.
Sorry. Just trying to make sure we take care of those that take care of us.
Yeah, I feel like crap, so
That's what I'm here for.
There you go. There's the T-shirt. You can pre-order through Friday, December 20th at the Rhine Guy store. I don't know when exactly they're going to be in, if they're going to be in right before Christmas or not. If not, you can go pick them up down at the tap room. If you want to do some shopping and get some Cincy Light gear, remember the Cincy Light gear, half of the proceeds go to Cincy Reigns. So get you, that's a pretty sweet Cincy Light shirt. I was going to go pick one up for myself tomorrow, but I think they're off-site at a Christmas party. So I'm going to have to wait an extra day or two, but those are pretty sweet. They look good. So go get yourself a pre-order through Friday, December 20th from the Rhine Guy store on your Cincy Light basketball shirts. But as I was saying, we normally talk about the Big 12 here. Not a lot to talk about. Last night, West Virginia falls. That was a wild game. They fall to Memphis in the first Big 12 bowl action of the season. And did you see the last play? I don't know how.
No.
So West Virginia's down 5. They're trying to make a furious comeback. They throw an interception. The guy intercepts it and takes off running. When all he had to do, there's like 8 seconds left. 10 seconds left. All he had to do was go down. And the game was, just snap it, kneel it, game's over. So he takes off running. And a West Virginia player comes from behind him and punches the ball out. And it's ruled a fumble. But then they go back to replay and they rule on replay that the guy from Memphis had started sliding. And once you give yourself up, that means that you're down. And they overturned the call on the field. And Memphis took a knee and won the game by 5. I had it on just kind of as I was laying in bed. And it was one of those, like, you're trying to sleep, but then something crazy keeps happening. And like you prop yourself up and you look at the TV like, what? This game is still going on? What is happening? And then, they didn't get the win. But a new era begins for West Virginia.
The Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl.
Yeah, they
whatever that bowl is, I don't know.
They dumped a Gatorade bucket of iced coffee on Ryan Silverfield after the game.
So stupid. Give me all the stupid bullshit. Give me all. And did you see what the Pop-Tarts Bowl is doing this year?
Yeah, the trophy is a toaster, an actual toaster.
And they have 3 different Pop-Tarts, all with 3 different personalities that are going to be vying for the attention of which Pop-Tart do we eat after the game.
I love the Pop-Tart Bowl. That's all I want in my existence is for UC to make the Pop-Tart Bowl next year.
Please.
So we get to go and have fun at the Pop-Tart Bowl. I had Pop-Tarts this morning. I'm not going to lie. I rotate between strawberry and blueberry frosted.
blueberry is my jam.
Yeah, I like both. If I had to pick one, I would pick blueberry, but I like strawberry too. You got to mix it up so you don't feel like you're eating the same Pop Tart every day. I like throwing a little variety in there.
Last time I bought Pop Tarts, I bought like 6 different boxes and just had I hid them from the kids and had a rotation.
Growing up, my grandma brown sugar cinnamon,
Yeah.
but like I ate those so much as a kid that I can't.
Everyone hates this podcast already.
I know, it's fine. It's fine. On the basketball side of things, there were a couple games tonight. Stanford or Arizona is in the second half with Samford, 60-46. Houston thumped Toledo 78-49, and Oklahoma State squeaked one out over Tarleton State, who is 3-10. Oklahoma State went 66-61. They were losing at halftime and had to come back to beat Tarleton State. That is not a good Oklahoma State team.
You want to talk about?
What? Go ahead.
I was going to say, you want to talk about squeaking one out? The women's team won tonight over Marshall at home, 4-6 Marshall. That moves Cincinnati up to 8-2, and they won 67-64. Largely
they were up 17 in the third quarter.
Largely on the back of Tania Hilton. Tania Hilton had 16 for the Bearcats, the Lady Cats.
I think how many did Jillian Hayes end up with? Last I saw, she had 2.
That's what she finished with. 0 for 6 from the field. She had a Jizzle James night.
That is not something you're going to see very often from Jillian Hayes.
Not going to see that very often from Jizzle James. So
no. Sorry. A lot of personal maintenance going on here.
We're all done. I'm happy I have a voice right now.
Yeah, I did 3 hours of radio today, 2 hours of podcasting tonight, and then this. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. My one of the producers at iHeart, Drew Westerheide, is a Dayton guy. He's got a Dayton podcast. He asked me to come on that with him at noon tomorrow, and I'm guessing I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna talk into my microphone like this, but. What can you do? No games tomorrow. Friday, Cincinnati, Dayton, and Florida A&M, BYU. Saturday, a bunch of bye games: Texas Tech, Lamar, Houston, Texas A&M, Corpus Christi, Colorado, Bellarmine, Central Michigan, Arizona, Arizona State, UMass, Jacksonville, UCF. The only 2 games really that look even remotely interesting. 6 o'clock on Big Ten Network. Utah takes on Iowa. That is in the Pentagon in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I don't know if either of those teams are any good, but it's at least 2 power programs. And then Kansas State, fresh off an overtime loss to Drake last night, travels to Cook Arena, the Roundhouse, and takes on Wichita State. Kansas State is 6-4. They are 0-1 on the road. That one obviously interesting because in 12 days on December 30th, Cincinnati opens Big 12 play against Kansas State.
I missed the Roundhouse. We always used to win in the Roundhouse.
And then more bye games on Sunday: Iowa State, Morgan State, West Virginia, Mercyhurst, TCU, Montana State, Kansas against Brown, Oklahoma State against Oral Roberts, and Cincinnati at 4 o'clock takes on Grambling. So that's basketball. That's football. Your favorite news story is UCF hiring their new defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch. So now they've got Frost as the head coach and Grinch as the defensive coordinator.
Yeah, they've got the most wintry mix of coaching staff in all of the Big 12 in Orlando.
They also have a really bad defensive coordinator.
That's what I hear.
Not good. He has been fired a lot for poor performance. Good on you, UCF. Just head scratching hires that have their fan base kind of in an uproar. You know what? I told you this before the show. I wish I would have waited. Do you know how many winning seasons Scott Frost has had as a head coach at the Division I level, Aaron? Drum
No,
roll,
Chad.
please. You wouldn't have
Tell
got
me
this
more.
right.
I wouldn't have.
One.
That's crazy.
He had a losing season his first season at UCF, and then they went on to win the national championship. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Then he left for Nebraska and did not have a winning season at Nebraska. So in his head coaching career, he has one winning season, which is wild to me. Wild. The other big news today, we're going to be talking about this one kind of a lot over the next couple months, I think, because this is an interesting precedent that is being set. Diego Pavia, the quarterback at Vanderbilt, sued the NCAA, basically with the grounds being he was at JUCO, and while he was at JUCO, he did not have access to NIL. JUCO is not an NIL thing. So he was denied access to make money off of his name, image, and likeness for the year that he was at JUCO. He argued that that should not be held against his eligibility at the Division I level. The court that he had it heard in today agreed. They granted a temporary injunction that allows him to be eligible for the 2025 season. It will be interesting to see if the NCAA decides to challenge this, or if they just give in, like we have seen them do with injunctions of this type recently. The thing that is interesting, Aaron, is he only filed this for himself. So a lot of times when you see these filings, they allow people to like join in, and then it becomes a group. He did this for himself, so this only impacts him right now. But if the NCAA stands down and sets precedent and this becomes a thing, you can guarantee everybody that's ever played at JUCO that is in college sports right now, there is one on the basketball team, Thomas. Everyone that has that on their, I mean, Aaron, it could potentially, you could see Day get he played 2 years at JUCO. He could get 2 years. Now, I think they're going to try to argue 5, like you get 4 to play 5. Like 5 is kind of the limit for you to earn. But he's only played 2 years of college basketball. Would he get 2 more years to be a point guard for the Cincinnati Bearcats? And outside of that, what happens, Aaron, when guys that have played 4 years of college basketball look around and say, well, that guy got 5 years, and that guy got 5 years, and that guy got 5 years. I want my 5th year. And they sue the NCAA. And then all of a sudden, all these guys that came in after COVID that didn't get the COVID year, now they want, and we've talked about this in the past, that the NCAA is working through potentially giving everybody 5 years to play 5. Because right now you get 4 years of eligibility in 5 years. And they're essentially what they would do is they would wipe away the red shirt and everybody would get 5 years. And then what happens to the guys that say, well, I didn't get my 5th year. I want my 5th year. And then they sue the NCAA and then they get their 5th year. Guys like, I don't know, Simas Lukosius, Connor Hickman, Aziz Bandego. Like, there's the Pandora's box on eligibility is wide open now.
It took me 5 years.
Yeah. I still haven't officially graduated college. It's like 25 years ago. So I mean, it's fascinating, Aaron.
Yeah, what about when you say that if I'm only given 5 years, I can't, well, I'm missing out on still continuing to make my name, image, and likeness thereafter. Yeah. You're telling me that I can only play 5 years, and then you end up with guys making collegiate sports their career. much
Right.
in minor league sports, if you will.
So here's the interesting part to me is the judge in the story said the NCAA has recently made changes that do not appear to support the stated goal of maintaining a, quote, natural and standard degree progression. Recently, the NCAA changed its rules to allow student athletes unlimited free transfers between schools. The court finds it highly implausible that frequent transfers, even those within NCAA institutions, benefit an athlete's academic career and promote a natural and standard degree progression. As the plaintiff points out, institutions are not guaranteed to accept transfer credits from another institution, whether it be NCAA or junior college. The NCAA's reliance on the goal of maintaining standard degree progression when it is convenient and eschewing it when it is not leads the court to conclude that the stated goal is merely a pretext to justify applying the eligibility time frame to junior college athletes, even when it's clear that junior college does not provide an academic or athletic experience equivalent to that of D1 institutions. So essentially, the funny part about that is the courts made them do that. Like the NCAA didn't want to do that. They only did that because the courts made them do that. But if the courts determine that the NCAA does not have that in their best interest, a clear path to graduation, then graduation is no longer the end goal. And if graduation is no longer the end goal, you just have to take a class to be in college to play college sports.
It's going to be crazy. And all of this could have been avoided had the NCAA just not stuck their head in the sand.
Yeah, and tried to
several years ago,
like nothing was happening.
Yeah, and now they just lose every court case they have. And
what this is showing, Aaron, is that every court case that happens creates another court case, and then that court case creates another court case because the secret is out, Aaron. The NCAA can't win.
No.
So the NCAA is Apollo Creed, and the court cases are Ivan Drago.
They did this to themselves. I don't feel bad for anybody. It's just
I don't either.
I'm just curious to see when the dust even settles at this point. Because there's so many different things going on. You have the talk of super leagues or breaking off and doing something just by yourself football wise with only certain schools. There's so many things going on right now. NIL, who knows what NIL and revenue share looks like. This is not the sport that we grew up watching.
No, not even close.
Mm-mm.
But this is worth keeping an eye on because it's going to lead to more. It inevitably is going to lead to more. And what that more looks like, look, if it results in 2 more years of Day Thomas as the point guard of the Cincinnati Bearcats, I'm okay with it. I ain't mad at you. Got nothing but love for you. Do your thing, boy.
No one's going to invest in high school players ever again.
No. All right. That's a wrap. That's the nightcap. We will see you maybe tomorrow night. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!